Hey everyone, today we are going to be doing review for the Girls Frontline 2. I haven't made a game review video in some time, but this is definitely the game that I've been looking out for. I did invest quite some time into Chinese server, so I have pretty good understanding of what game is about and what game will offer. I also played the very early version of the Chinese server since I played since day one. Then I recently went back to the game to actually try out the earlier stages and some other events and such to figure out and see what kind of changes they have brought over. And I can definitely say there are a lot of good changes. So we'll talk about those in this video and probably other video as well. But hopefully by end of this video, I can give you very good insight about what the Girls Frontline 2 is about and what you can expect in the future as well. So anyways, that's about it for the intro. Let's jump into video and talk about Girls Frontline 2. First of all, let's talk about the story elements and the setting briefly to help you understand what you can expect from the story side. So story takes place about 10 years after Girls Frontline 1 setting. You are the same commander from the Girls Frontline 1 and you are working alone this time, and you're riding this huge giant train to travel around this wasteland, and you're working with your team as a Groza and some other new faces as well, and you are also going to be meeting many familiar faces as you go through your missions and future stories as well. So a lot of familiar faces are going to be returning, so a lot of nostalgia is going to be hitting you, especially some of the fan favorite characters from the first game will definitely appear as well. So there's a lot of things to be excited and enjoy as a Girls Frontline 1 fan, in my opinions, when it comes to story elements and the characters. And any newcomers, you might be missing out on nostalgia effect, but still there are a lot of new stories for individual dolls, because Girls Frontline 1 kind of lacked in that aspect because they had so many characters. Now they have fewer character releases compared to the first game, so they give more focus to individual characters, more fleshed out stories for individual characters for you to enjoy. So I think if you like the girl, you'll definitely find yourself seeing more story and enjoying yourself with those characters a bit more, as well as you can interact in the future with some other elements from the game as well. So overall, I think if you're fans of the series, there are tons of things for you to enjoy, and newcomers, you still have enough things to enjoy when it comes to story elements, in my opinions. And next, let's briefly talk about the gameplay of the Girls Frontline 2. Girls Frontline 2 is strategy turn-based RPG, and it does look a lot like XCOM does visually, but it does not have such a complicated system like XCOM does, or some of the RNG system like hit or miss, stuff like that. It is what you get, so it's much more like Fire Emblem series. If you hit the targets, you are going to guarantee to do damage. There's no such thing as hit or miss. Of course, the cover system still exists, so taking the cover is one of the core elements of the game as well. Getting the high ground sometime will give you better range and more clear views to the targets, and they might not be covered if you are on the higher range and such. So taking the right positions to trying to take down the enemy and doing the most amount of damage as you can to minimize your risk and taking them down fast as you can is going to be core parts. So there is definitely a thinking aspect that involved into the gameplay and positioning yourself, and also turn back mechanic does exist as well, so you can try to fix your mistake and trying different approach if you mess up. So that's pretty good strategy element there as well. So overall, if you played a lot of turn-based game, especially strategy RPG game, I think you'll be right at home. But at the same time, for any newcomers, it shouldn't be too complicated. They definitely adjusted overall game content's difficulty over years, because I gotta say, when this game first came out on Chinese server, it could been pretty brutal, especially certain event stages and such, but they adjusted a lot of it. And especially if you're a casual player, you are going to be having no problem pressing the auto button after a certain point, and you should be able to clear a lot of these stages 3-star no problem. So there doesn't need to be that much thinking until you start to hit more challenging contents down the road. But that seems to be pretty far away for most of the casual players. Only hardcore players are going to get there early on to enjoy it. So I think there's a nice balance now compared to what it was like during the Chinese server. Like I said, I think game was way too hardcore when it first came out in China, so I think now they have a pretty good middle ground compared to what it was like before. So I think there's still enough things for you to enjoy if you're total hardcore players, and as a casual player, I think this game is pretty stress free for most of the time in my opinions. Next, let's talk about the gacha system within Girls Frontline 2. I have a footage in the background, me running the gacha banners, so you can use that as a reference. But basically, gacha system, from my experience of Girls Frontline 2, felt a lot like Star Rail. It has a character banner with 50-50 system. It has a weapon banner of 75-25 chance as well. So there is a spook chance for the weapon, and if you get spooked, you are going to be getting one of the 5-star standard banner characters or weapons. And experience with that seemed really similar, even though I can definitely say rates are a bit better, so you are going to be seeing a 5-star come out earlier, but still you will have to win those 50-50 chance. If you don't win that, then you're kind of screwed. But once again, 50-50 chance are all based on your luck. So if you have amazing luck in Star Rail and you come and play this game and you constantly lose 50-50, you'll be like, this game has a worse rates. But that's just you being unlucky with the 50-50. Rate itself is definitely better in Girls Frontline 2 when it comes to getting 5-star. So my experience so far with the Chinese server, I would definitely say the gacha is a bit better. And they have same ticket system. If you get additional 3-star, you can buy that every month to buy this gacha tickets. And if you get 4 stars and such, you can shred it or such to get more gacha tickets as well. So those mileage like system also exists. So that's also a good thing. And not to mention, they also have a better value package than buying a flat gems. In the Star Rail, there was a moment where I really want this character, but there was no other choice than the buying a flat gem package, which felt pretty bad. Where in this game, just like Wuthering Way, which I played recently, they have a value package beside the flat gem purchase, so you can save a lot more money than buying a flat gem package if you really need to top it up a bit more to get the character you want by hitting the pity. So overall, monetization system as a gacha system is definitely more forgiving, but it still is the same similar system, so you will feel right at home. If you don't mind Hoiberg's gacha system, you wouldn't mind this one either, so just remember that. Also, other monetization system, it does have a skins, it does have a battle pass. It's going to be giving you those I guess kind of battle pass weapons and such. They're not the best weapon, but they're pretty decent. So just like any other existing horror style games, it follows the standard steps very, very well. For rejoice wise, they definitely sell it in the shop as well. Personally, only thing I would recommend is this purple core package, because that's what you need to unlock the character perks, which is essentially additional skills and such. We'll talk about later. So that's the only package you kind of have to remember. Other rejoice packages, I don't think is really necessary, so you can consider that as well. But personally, I think you can just kind of skip that. And lastly, they also have a skins as well, which looks very, very nice. So if you like these skins, you can top it up and buy it, and they look pretty good. So to sum it up, my experience with it felt a lot like Star Rail, but definitely better rates, and they have a better value package as well. So if you have more than monthly card and BP users, you will definitely feel the game is much cheaper than the other games out there at the moment. Character progression system and the gear system is the next thing we should be talking about, and it is once again very, very similar to other modern gacha games out there. You get a character, you level them up, you unlock a new level cap with Ascensions by collecting those materials, and then level them again. Weapon is very similar, except it does not have Ascension stage, so you can just straight up level up to max level, long as you have XP materials for leveling up the weapons as well. And they also have a dupe system, so constellation system from other game definitely exists in here as well, which is the spine system. So as you unlock more of these, you are going to be unlocking additional passive and bonuses to your skills to make your character much stronger. Same goes for the weapons as well. It will boost their stats. There is no skill leveling, but instead they have this perk tree that you can unlock by spending on other types of resources, and you can unlock this perks and you can equip it onto the characters. They are going to be giving additional bonuses to your characters, such as making your existing character stronger or giving additional benefits to skills she has. So it's almost like additional constellation levels. Instead, this is totally free to get. All you need is in-game resources. To unlock this perk, you also need this purple core, and this purple core is the one I just talked about in monetization sections that you should consider buying if you feel like you're limited by it, because it is definitely time-gated materials. You need to do a lot of events and as well as homeworks to make sure to collect all of these every seasons basically. So this is a limited resources. You can kind of compare with the crowns from Genshin Impact, even though it's definitely more important that crowns, I think, because crown only increases 1 levels of your skill, where this actually gives essential benefits to your characters. So bottom line is you have to play the game every day kind of thing, or every event and such, to not miss out on these types of crucial rewards. Long as you do that, you should be fine. It's just that if you're a newer player or you're a type of player who quit and come back after a while, you feel like this purple core is just hard to come by just by playing the game, that's probably the time when you want to open up the wallets and probably purchase this purple core. Or if you want to be total whale and just unlock everything really fast early on, then that could be another option you can consider as well. But the whole point is that's probably the most time-gated resources they have in this game, and just be aware of that. We'll definitely talk more about that in a separate video, but yeah, that's probably one of the core system when it comes to character progressions. Other than that, they have a gear system as well, which is attachment to your gun. They have a set of bonuses and such. So if you have went through artifact system or any gear farming system that's very similar out there to Genshin Impact, like Epic 7, stuff like that, it's same thing. Once again, you just have 4 slots, so it's much easier, and you can tune it out with some additional resources you can get from some of the end game content. So it exists. It's same experience at the end, but definitely much easier to kind of get what you want, in my opinion, compared to those games. And let's talk about the content. So they have pretty much standard things that you can expect from turn-based gacha games. They got main story, heart mode stages. If you clear that, you will get some gems and you will get some gacha tickets here and there as well. They have event stages coming up probably every month for the global server, just to be a little bit faster. And they are going to be giving additional resources, like sometimes weapon skins as well, like attachment skins and here and there. So they have a very standard experience when it comes to content-wise. Some of the more unique content will be, I guess, PvP, even though it's fully auto, so you don't have to worry about it that much. It is honestly a simple homework that you do to get some additional gems. That's about it. They don't even have a PvP shop, so PvP is just to get some additional gems, and that's it. It's very simple, and no one really plays it hardcore. They're just doing it as a daily reward source. And they also have a weekly boss content, which is like a lot of games have. And this game also have a guild system, and it has a separate guild bosses as well. So if you want to join top guild and kill the guild bosses, you will be able to get some additional resources as well. Not too crucial, but definitely good to do. And overall content cycle is just keep repeating that, and they are going to be having some monthly contents that's like kind of challenging, and some puzzle stages contents as well. Sometimes you're using enemies to clear some gimmicks here and there. So they got a lot of those turn-based content sneaked in here. They also have some mini games here and there as well. And lastly, my favorite content in my opinions is this dark zone, and you kind of explore on this open map, and you kill some targets. Sometimes you engage them, and if you assassinate them successfully, you can avoid the battling them and just insta kill them. And you wipe the entire room out, you move to the next room and do the same. Or sometimes even if you get caught, then you are going to be running into more stronger opponents, and they are quite challenging to clear them without much damage on yourself. So overall, I think this is pretty fun content here and there if you like the turn-based game combat. Not to mention, they are planning to add and explore this Dark Zone mode into roguelike mode. So if they do that well, I think it could be game-breaking game mode for me personally. So I really hope they cook it well, and if they deliver, I'm willing to really invest into this game in terms of like hardcore level, but we'll see about that. But I'm excited for that game modes. Hopefully they deliver it. I think it should come out probably sometime with the next year for Chinese server, and won't be take that long for global server to receive it as well, but we will see. And next, let's talk about the dorm system, which is one of the key systems they are advertising this game as, because you can interact with this cute looking, nice 3D modeling dolls in games, and they are going to be doing different poses. Sometimes you can get the skins for them. They got additional emotions here and there, so it's pretty cool to take some couple screenshots and just see them enjoy their life in their room. But in Chinese server, during the anniversary, they definitely announced that they are going to be adding and expanding this dorm system much more. So now you can actually walk around with your main character, interact with different dolls depending on their furniture, and probably lock behind some premium skins as well. So give you a better and more interactive experience with your dolls. So that's pretty cool. It's just that I'm not sure when the system will come into global server. I think it will definitely take some time, but it is coming, so just be aware of that. And they'll probably keep expanding this dorm system down in the future as well, keep adding more unique motions like one you see on the screen. So quite excited to see what they can do with the dorm system. I think it holds a lot of potential, but as of right now, it's still in beta stage, so we'll probably have to let them cook for a little longer to see the true potential that this dorm could have. But overall, I think that's pretty much it. I think that should be enough for you to give you good ideas about what the Girls Frontline 2 is about. And my experience with Chinese server was definitely pretty good. I think there were some rough edges when the Chinese server first came out, so they had to iron out a lot of stuff. They adjust the difficulty for many different things to be more fair and much more less stressful, and I think it definitely worked out. And I think game is in a pretty good spot now. Of course, I think still there's a lot of things to explore, like the Dark Zone roguelike mode. I think that sounds like a really fun additional game mode they could definitely make, and I think there's still a lot of potential in the game. I just think they definitely need more time to cook it to become that level. But as of right now, for the global server version goes, other than dorm system is in beta stage, I think everything else is pretty ironed out and finished. So there's a lot of story elements to enjoy as a Girls Frontline 1 players. Seeing this pretty dolls in nice 3D graphics is also pretty nice feature as well. It's actually pretty amazing seeing your 2D PNG waifus actually come in full 3D. The transition is pretty amazing and really nostalgic experience, because I remember what they used to look like. Now I look at them, they look so different. I mean, they look the same, but they look so different because they're in 3D. So it's pretty memorable experience that I had with the Chinese server. I'm willing to jump back in, and probably much more locked in for this time, because now I can actually able to read entire story without relying on the translation apps. So I am really excited to play Girls Frontline 2 global server. But hope this video gave you some insights of the game. Game is coming out tomorrow, I think. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy this game. I think I'll definitely enjoy this game. Everyone have a good luck with the gacha. That's all I can say. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time for more videos. Take care.